moving on to the last wine, and we'll end on a sweet note, is our dessert wine, the late harvest Chenin Blanc. And the name of this wine itself tells you it's a sweet wine because it has the word late harvest in it. So typically when we make this wine, we harvest the Chenin Blanc grapes later than normal. That's why we call it the late harvest. So they're harvested about 30 to 40 days later than the regular Chenin Blanc grapes. And in that time, the grapes really acquire much more sugar. They're harvested around mid-March, where it's quite hot. The sun has caused the skins to turn golden, the grapes to shrivel and lose water, and the sugars are really very, very high. So therefore, when you make a wine from these very ripe, very concentrated grapes, you get a wine that is not only very, very sweet, but also has a lot of alcohol, because the grapes just start out with so much sugar. So you get a wine that has 14% alcohol, and is still left with about 90 to 100 grams per liter of completely natural residual sugar. So when you smell this wine, because it's made from grapes that are so ripe, you get these really ripe fruit aromas of, almost mangoes, pineapples, lychees. And you just smell something that's very, very intense, and the smell kind of tells you it's going to be very ripe. When you taste the wine, of course, it's very sweet, but it has a lot of acidity, so the acidity balances the sugar of the wine. So it's sweet without being, cloying or syrupy. It has this lovely texture to it, and it's still very, very fresh. You would not, when you taste the wine, you would not think it's as sweet as it actually is. It's a wine, and that's because of the acidity. It's a wine that you can either have by itself as an aperitif, or you can even pair it with sweet foods. Any sort of sweet desserts is something this will really pair well with. It's important that when you have sweet wine with food, that the food be sweet as well. That's one of the rules with food and wine pairing that you don't want to break. That sweet food and sweet wine go together. So that's our late harvest Chenin Blanc.